What was the toughest part about getting started? Was this profitable right away?
You know, it takes a minute to get it up and running. You're definitely going to be in a deficit while you're building up and getting those residents. So
Mm,
it could be taking you, depending on your marketing and what you're doing to fill those beds, it could take you 6 months to a year to get full with residents.
okay.
So you really need to have that reserve of capital set aside so that you're not screwing yourself over.
Yeah.
Because obviously the home, the renovation, and then that reserve while you're getting, full is going to be important. But I think the hardest thing in any business is people,
Mm,
right? And not just the seniors. A lot of times it's the daughter Judy's, right? It's the
right.
adult
Gatekeeping.
child
Yeah.
who comes with them, and they have a lot of wants and needs and a lot of emotions during this time of life.
Yep.
They feel very guilty. Even if you're the best home that they've ever seen, they still feel guilty about putting their loved one in the care home.
Yeah, I think they feel guilty because they want them to move in with them, but they don't have the time to commit to them.
Yes,
Right. So they feel
yes.
guilty about it.
I say that to people all the time. They say, we should take care of our own seniors. I'm like, great. You are so blessed if you are able to just quit your job and full time take care of your loved one at home.
Yeah.
If your home is ready for a senior to move in and you have all the time in the world, because when a senior needs care, they need it now.
Hmm.
It's not like mom jump in the car, we're going to Johnny's soccer game. Like it's painful for them to get out of bed and walk to the living room, let alone get in the car, walk 200 yards, sit in the bleachers for 2 hours. That's not happening. So if you can quit your job and take care of your loved one full time, amazing.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. But a lot of people can't do that. Not to mention, right, quit their job, not have the dual income. Like you just said, people can't even afford housing these days.
Mhm.
How are they going to do that with, not two incomes in the household? It just puts a lot of strain on the family. And so sometimes putting them into a home is a better solution.
Absolutely. Have you talked to elderly patients about how they feel about nursing homes and other assisted living facilities?
Yeah, and most of our residents come from large facilities.
Mm.
They had terrible experiences and now they're coming to look for an alternative solution. And so we hear horror stories all day in the larger facilities, whether it's from the adult children, the daughter Judy, or the senior themselves.
Mm.
And it's just not okay. So we
Yeah.
have to do better as a society.
That's so, yeah, I wouldn't want to spend my last days in that environment. I wonder what the fix is, because I guess this is the fix, right?
I mean, like to think this is the fix because live-in caregivers, right? So if it's not a family member and you're going to hire someone to come live in with you 24/7,
Yeah.
the average cost in our country today is $27 an hour.
Okay.
So if you need 24/7 care at $27 an hour, 19 grand a month,
Wow. So that's what, 240 grand a year?
plus your mortgage, activities, food, cable, utilities, you name it.
Yeah.
Most Americans cannot afford that.
Definitely not.
So they may promise their loved one, don't worry, you can stay at home. I'll pay for in-home care. And then they're like, like, I can't do this.
Yeah, it's 200K.
Right. And so then they're like, oh, well, I'll get someone who does like during the day while I'm at work and I'll do nights and weekends. Right. Well, now the adult child just gave up their life like we just talked about, because if you are working a full-time job and then going to care for a senior nights and weekends, like say goodbye to going to book club, poker club, wine night, you name it. Like it's not happening.
Yeah, that's terrible.